Turning back to our top story, really the weather. The Sierra is expected to get some significant snow over the next few days. Conditions on I-80 near Donner Summit looking okay over the last few hours, but they're not going to stay like that. They're going to get quite a dumping. And Paul, you've been warning people, don't try to go up there.
Right. A lot of people have designs on going up there for some early season skiing the weekend before Thanksgiving, maybe just staying through Thanksgiving. It's going to be really tricky on US 50 and on I-80. We're going to try to pin down the best travel times as we go through this parade of systems, but they're already under winter storm warning. We are going to see the first of the rain hitting the ground here within the next few hours. Let's take a look at the reason for all of the hubbub here with our floor map, and we'll put the satellite perspective onto the map. And it is this storm system that is just now entering the picture off the coast of the Pacific Northwest. That comma shape, that is a very well-developed storm system we'll call bomb cyclone, which just means it's strengthened by a certain measure of central pressure over the course of 24 hours. It actually beat that threshold by 3 times. So we're talking about something that is really historically strong. Its main impact in terms of wind is going to be farther to our north, but it's directing that atmospheric river towards the Bay Area and also towards the north coast of California. That's where there is a high risk of excessive rainfall. This is the outlook as we head through the rest of this week in that purple shaded area just to the north of the Bay Area, really around Eureka. That's where they're going to be seeing inundating rain over the course of the next several days. But of course, we are going to have plenty of rain around here as well. And we're just starting to see some of that rain hitting the ground in the North Bay. Some ghostly returns showing up on First Alert Doppler. This is mostly evaporating on the way down, but the returns in green, that's where we're starting to see rain that is actually reaching the surface, and that's going to start to spread over the North Bay as we head through the rest of this evening. So here is the radar simulation from 10 o'clock tonight through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and the Futurecast forecast model is steadily pushing that rain farther and farther to the south, even towards the Golden Gate by about sunrise. So the morning commute could be a little complicated, and we're going to see some heavier rainfall rates already soaking the North Bay by the first half of tomorrow morning. We'll wind the clock forward from 10 o'clock tomorrow morning through 10 o'clock tomorrow evening, and while the bulk of the heaviest rain is going to be concentrated over the North Bay, light to moderate rain showers are going to move across the rest of the Bay Area as we head through the day Wednesday. Some pockets of heavier rain every once in a while, but any flooding potential really is going to be confined to the North Bay with this first wave of moisture. Becomes more off and on. We're going now from 10 o'clock tomorrow night through 10 a.m. on Thursday, and we're going to see that rain gradually getting pushed a little bit farther to the north, but it's just the storm system kind of winding itself up for another shot that's going to be heading down towards us by Friday, with another wave of rain on Sunday and continuing shower chances by Monday and Tuesday of next week. So we've got a lot going on over the course of the next several days. Let's add up the rainfall amounts with just this first wave of moisture that's going to be heading in. And this is one estimate from one forecast model, but it shows the general pattern that we expect, with not a whole lot the farther south you go, just barely more than a quarter inch of rain in the Santa Clara Valley, but then the amounts increase steadily, about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain for San Francisco and Oakland, and then 3 to 5 inches of rain for much of the North Bay. That's a lot of rain, even if we didn't have more on the way, but we do. And of course, this first wave is really going to have a dramatic impact farther to our north, 5 to 10 inches of total rainfall just with this first wave of moisture for the north coast, and a significant push inland for some of that heaviest rain as well. And this is going to be a big wind maker, especially around the bay, along the coast, and for the North Bay. So we've got those wind speeds outlined from tomorrow into Thursday, and it's Santa Rosa, San Francisco, Oakland, and Half Moon Bay that really stand out with widespread 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts, some gusts over 40 miles an hour, and the wind is going to be a factor with each subsequent wave of moisture that's going to continue to head in our direction. In terms of the snow in the high Sierra, it is going to add up as we head through the next couple of days. This first wave adding up to 1 foot to 2 feet of snow, but again, factoring in that there's going to be a parade of these systems headed through, we're talking about, by the time all is said and done next week, anywhere from 4 to 6 feet of snow above 3,500 feet in elevation, which is why travel is going to be such a significant concern in that direction. If we add up all the rain chances around the Bay Area as we head through the next several days, we are going to be talking about amounts that are going to be highly variable. Let's return to the floor map here, and we will take a look at those numbers that we expect as we go into early next week, if the numbers want to appear on the map. And they don't. Okay, they just completely disappeared. Well, we're talking about anywhere from 1.5 inches of total rainfall in San Jose, which isn't bad for the Santa Clara Valley. The potential for more than 8 inches of rain total around Santa Rosa. We'll see if we can get that working for you during our next half hour. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, and we will bring that in, and it's a rainy one. Each and every day in the 7-day outlook has at least a good chance of showers, with the most widespread rain happening kind of every other day. Tomorrow, again on Friday, and then again late Saturday night into early Sunday. gradually tapering off, and it does look like farther down the line we should dry out in time for Thanksgiving. Ann?
All right, thank you, Paul.